Aral Sea. So what is the current topic actually? This particular topic actually came in a lot of different journals and newspapers. So we took this from the down to earth document. For example, the down to earth document actually described Aral Sea as a silent Chernobyl. So you know about, most of you might have heard about Chernobyl disaster and all, because it was an nuclear plant actually, which was actually finally exploded and all. It actually underwent a lot of radiations. It actually affected lakhs and lakhs of people in and around Russia and Ukraine. So this particular Aral Sea, the down-to-earth document is actually comparing Aral Sea with that magnitude. So that much larger the issues. That is what the particular document or article is actually saying. And automatically, this particular topic is always in the current affairs, because it is one of the best examples of how human beings, or the artificially how man-made disasters are actually being created. So it is always in the current affairs, and the latest current affair is that, because on the different latest studies, we are actually understanding there is the dust particles in this particular region of Aral Sea is actually being increased. So which means that the dust which is actually created in the newly generated desert area of the Aral Sea, it is actually creating a lot of weather issues in and around the surrounding area. So where is this particular Aral Sea located? That is the first point. Aral Sea is actually located around that. If you consider this is Aral Sea, just look at that. It is actually surrounded by different land masses, and it is actually surrounded by Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, and every type of land masses. It is jammed between that one point. So it does not have any any contact with the sea. So it is not a sea actually. It is actually a lake. However, because of that vast geographical expanse, we call it the Aral Sea. One point. Just like Caspian Sea, just like Black Sea, etc., which is not a perfect sea, but it is only lake only. One point. The second point is that, as you can look from the satellite images taken from the past, it is actually taken from 1970s, 1960s, 70s, and all, and current positions, and taken in the 2020s. So as you go through the satellite images, you can see that the lake is actually dry, and what is actually being created, that is actually desert is being created, that is called Aralkum. A new desert is actually being created in those Central Asian region, that is actually called the Aralkum Desert. So that is the current affair issue. So what are the two current affair things? The dust which is being generated by the Aralkum Desert is the current affair issue actually coming. So what is the issue? Because of that desert actually, it is actually creating a lot of weather changes. It is actually reducing the air quality index of that entire area, not just that particular Aral Sea area, and the surrounding countries also is experiencing a lot of dust pollution and all. Then the air pressure is actually increasing too much, and the dust which is actually being created by the Aral Sea is actually going to farther locations. For example, it is actually going to the northern locations where there is northern Russia and all, where there is a lot of glaciers and snow is there. So when this dust reaches those snow-cladded regions, it actually falls into the snow and all, which helps the snow to absorb more sun albedo, which means that more heat energy of the sun will be absorbed by the sand particles, by the dust particles in the snow region. So when there is more heat energy, the snow will be melting, the glaciers will be melting. So a lot of different issues are being created by this dust from the Aral Sea region. So we have to also understand that this Aral Sea is actually once the fourth largest lake of the world. So just like a Caspian Sea or a Black Sea, it was the fourth largest lake of the world. And from that situation, it is actually dwindling or spiraling down to very desert actually. So that is the major event that is associated with it. And you have to also mention that it is actually by the 1960s in which the Soviet government actually started construction of dams, and that happened on the two rivers, that is Amu Darya and Syr Darya. So these two rivers have undergone a lot of major vast changes of dam construction and activities. All these activities created less inlet. That is, all this lake is actually created by what could be the sources. Rain is one source, and when the river is actually coming to this lake, that is also one other source. And this is already a dry region, so it is only experiencing very less rain. The second thing is actually the Amu Darya and Syr Darya rivers. And when the dam construction has started by the 1960s, the rivers actually dried up. So there was no further water which was going to the Aral Sea. So when the source of the lake, that is the two rivers, dried up, the Aral Sea also started drying up. So the current affair things we have to understand is the Aralkum Desert keyword, then the dust and the further implications of it, like the weather changing, and the two rivers, that is Amu Darya and Syr Darya, and what was the major event which was all leading to this particular issue, that is the construction of dams in this thing. And it also highlights the different dam construction activities in India also. For example, there are different river interlinking programs or projects are actually going on in India. For example, one is actually submerging the Ken Betwa river is actually interlinking, which is actually submerging the tiger reserve that is called Panna Tiger Reserve. Because of Ken and Betwa river linking, this Panna Tiger Reserve is actually getting submerged. So it is just like that. Whenever you are actually, we are actually altering the natural courses of any ecosystem, it will definitely have positive as well as negative implications. So any such topic become automatically important in our UPSC perspective also.